All right, guys. So I got that Dakota on the lift, the one with the broken or chewed up vapor hoses. So I lowered the tank down a bit. I took the dry shaft out this way I could get to it and take a look. And it turns out a year ago I did the same repair on this vehicle. Mice chewed through the lines, and I put rubber hose on it. As I've said in the past, make sure you use the proper rubber hose for the application. I got to use a fuel-resistant hose, basically. So let me show you what I got. So here is the line that I just took off. And if you look at that, let me focus. It doesn't want to focus. Just focusing on the floor. Don't focus on the floor. I'm focusing on the floor, Jack. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Will this work? Yeah, this might work. All right, yeah, you see the end of it there. Mice just chewed it up. So I don't know why. Like I said, it was a year ago that I did this. I wish they would have told me this. It would have saved me a little aggravation, because that would have been the first place I looked. So let me go back underneath the vehicle. And so I got the front strap down. I got the rear strap completely out. And if you look up here, you can see the lines. Now this is, I had cut this, like I said, last year. Didn't realize it was the same vehicle. So I actually must have done this repair when I was moonlighting for this shop, not actually working at this shop. So now what I did was I got rubber hose similar to this, and it's fuel resistant, and it fits nice and snug on there, so you don't have any vacuum leaks or anything like that. So I'm just going to put that on there, and I don't know, I'm thinking, I wonder if I should get a piece of copper pipe or something and slide over it to keep the mice from getting up there and doing it again. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. What would you do? This is your vehicle. Would you do that? Like I said, I'm thinking about getting like pieces of copper pipe and just, you know, slide it over, because they seem to go in that one area all the time. There was like a little bit of a nest up in that one spot. Actually, I wonder if I could see them. I went up there with a blowgun and I blew it all out. They basically sit right here and right on the other side there. So it's a nice big open area for them to get into. That's too much. So, you know, those lines sit right here, right over this little well. I don't know. Like I said, if this was happening to your vehicle, what would you do? I gotta say, if I have any copper pipe laying around, I might slice it up and put it on there. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. So let me do that and we'll get back to it. Alright, so there we have it. We have the lines in place. And like I said, this is a nice tight fit. So there's like less than a PSI of pressure ever in the system. So I'm not too worried about it blowing off, because like I said, it's a tight fit. So it'll be absolutely fine like that. It worked for a year, you know, and it would have kept working had the mice not eaten through it. So now what I have to do is I have to put that shield back on the side of the tank and put the straps back up and put the dry shaft back in. And then I'm going to do a test on the system just to see if it seals. Alright, so that's all in and in place, and I just want to show you, if you ever take a multi-piece dry shaft apart, make sure, this moved over here, but see how that, I actually marked it wrong. I marked it on that piece that doesn't move, but I had marked the boot also. You need these U-joints to be in line. See that, how they're in line? Because if you're off, like let's say you have that one in that position, and then you get to this one and you have it in that position or even that position or whatever, you're going to wind up with a wicked vibration. So make sure you mark these things, and then when you put it back together, just make sure you line everything back up. That's a metal tie wrap right there. Those are available at Napa. Not a lot of load on this. I'm not too worried about it. It's not like a CV axle. So, also another word of caution: when you're dropping a tank down, be mindful of how much fuel is in it. Because let's say you got a half a tank and you got a 30-gallon tank. It's still 15 gallons of fuel. As you're coming down, if it pitches one way or the other, the fuel is going to rush to one side and fall off the jack or whatever you have holding it in place. This metal cover here that can really do some damage to you. And let me show you something. I was helping somebody out once, and we were pulling the tank down. He told me the tank was empty. It was on the Cadillac Escalade. The tank was not empty, it was full. And when it came down off the jack, it slid, and it caught my arm right there. See that? It actually peeled my skin back down to about here. For years it looked like a smiley face, but what I'm getting at is you got to be careful. I mean, that hurt like the dickens. Let me tell you, it peeled it back right down to the muscle. It was a mess. Luckily, we were doing it at the guy's house. Guy had to lift at his house, and luckily his wife actually happened to be a nurse, so she fixed me up right there. Wanted me to go to the hospital, but I refused. I should have gotten stitches, never did. So now I got a scar as a reminder. But so now that's all together. We're going to let this thing down, and I'm going to test the system and see how it does. All right, so now I'm in the Dakota, and I got the scanner hooked up to it. Codes are cleared out of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called the EVAP monitor test. Right here. Oops, let me shut that off. And what that does is that runs the EVAP monitor for large leak on these things. So let me stick it in park. And I think you got to set the parking brake. So turn the parking brake on. All right, the test will force the EVAP test to run. It will not run the small leak test or change the monitor status. It basically just runs it, but it doesn't, it doesn't do it automatically, so it won't keep it in memory. So now there's no codes in the system, because what happens is if it fails a test, it'll set the code. So start the engine. Oops. And continue. Now there's not a whole lot that goes on while it's doing the test. See, it's doing something here. It basically just shows you some stuff that's going on. Really nothing to see. And what'll happen is sometimes the idle will kick up. It's holding right around 12. It's coming down. So it might kick up, it might come down, it'll do a few different things. And then the screen will say, test complete. So let's get to that point and then we'll see what happens. All right, so it just completed. That took about 8 minutes or so. Not terrible. Let's see what we got. Review data. It says large leak test passed, which is false. Okay. Well, let's see. Check for codes. All right, let's go there. Let's look for codes. No codes present. So, the fact that it has no codes, even though it says that it was false, that the test passed, I don't know. It's weird. I've actually never seen that before. Usually it'll set a code. It doesn't have any codes. I'm convinced it's fixed. I don't know. Maybe it could be just a glitch in the software. I'm due for a software update, which the Snap-on guy is supposed to be here tomorrow, and it's supposed to get done. In case you guys ever wonder, when you update one of these things, it costs $1,000. It's $1,000 to update this thing. But they actually have a program, which is a monthly subscription. So it constantly updates the system. Instead of you waiting for an update to come out, it constantly updates online when you're hooked up to Wi-Fi, which I am hooked up to Wi-Fi. So I decided I was going to do that because it actually comes out to be a lot cheaper than paying $1,000 each update. So anyway, that's about it. So I'm just going to give this thing a good road test. I might even take it home. I don't even know. So that's it. If you get anything out of my videos, hit the like button. If you could, please subscribe. That's about it. Hope you guys have a great day. Keep wrenching.